Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I remain F Sharp, the Melody Master, and today I'm with
Hosea Tadido.
Okay, so I think he's one of our boss, and we're actually happy to have him. Seriously, like me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, he's a blessing to us. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Today we're going to be discussing a very interesting topic that I know that a lot of youth, a lot of young people need to know. Is something really not good that you don't understand your talent and then your skills. So he is going to be teaching us today the things we need to know about talent and skills, and I'm very sure it's going to be interesting and it's really going to help us that we are growing up. So I have some couple of questions here that I'll ask, and then we'll be grateful to learn from him today. So my first question here is, what are the differences between talent and skills?
Talent is natural ability,
Okay.
while skill is acquired ability. So from the way I put this, it will give us a perspective on the truth.
Okay.
Talent naturally is innate, you are born with it. While skills you acquire, you learn.
Okay.
In the process of time, say you're repeating the same activity, so you know how it works. So that is majorly the difference between talent and skills.
So the second question here is, how can one identify his or her talent?
As a person, let me just start from, let's say, being a child. You don't learn to cry.
Yeah.
It is in you.
Okay.
Same thing with human. There are things that you don't learn. There are persons that do things naturally without any passing through any process of, say, schooling or mentorship or any training. They have it. For instance, voicing and singing.
Okay.
There are persons that will go for training, but there are persons that have natural voice.
Okay.
So I always say this: you don't need to edit or work more on their voices. But there are persons that, because they undergo training, they want to get that voice that they want. So in the process, they have to keep on repeating almost like 10, 15 times so that they will be able to get the perfect one that they want. So that is how the two are. As individuals, if you're coming up, there are things that you, on your own, you know that I can do this.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I can do this. We have so many footballers, for instance, that don't undergo any serious training, but when they play, you know that this one is natural. This one have it inside of him. So that is how I try to make difference between skill and talent, and how can one know that you have talent. So I just make those two instances.
Okay. So I think we'll still come to that aspect. Alright. So there's one here that I normally want to be clarified about. Is talent useless without hard work? Like, is talent useless without hard work?
Yeah, it's useless without hard work. That you have the talent doesn't mean that you don't put in effort. That I know how to play football doesn't mean that I cannot go to the field. So if I don't go to the field, or if I don't put it into work, it's useless. That is just it. Same thing with we as human. The way I say it, that I have a better voice, I don't put it into play. It's as simple. I don't have anything.
Okay, so is talent enough to succeed someone?
No,
it's not enough.
Talent is not enough. That is why in life, that you have talent doesn't mean that acquiring skill or putting more effort is not important. It's very, very important, and it's key. You have the talent, it won't sustain you. We are in a dynamic world, and things are changing. For instance, let me use my field as an instance. A mobile phone engineer. The phones that I started learning or I started working on are not the phones that are still presently.
Actually,
the technology have made all those bulky and bigger things become smaller. That I have the talent and nothing is happening. With time, the need for that very particular talent will not be there.
Yeah.
So it is expected that I have the talent. I should just relax that it can sustain me to the end. No, it will not.
So talent is not enough to succeed someone?
No.
So
that is my version. So there are persons that might have their own, but my own version, I believe that talent is not enough to sustain one.
Okay. the last question here before we come to some aspect of it. What are the consequences of someone not using his or her talent?
You will surely miss it.
Okay. In what aspects? In what ways? Let's know.
If you don't put it into practice, as we said initially, it's not beneficial to you, and it's also not beneficial to people that are around you. That you have the talent is for a purpose.
Sure.
It's expected that you make use of it so that it will be beneficial to people around you, to even you as a person. So not making use of it is not beneficial to anybody. Nothing doesn't worth it. That is me.
Okay.
So it is expected that you have this, you know that you have this, it should be beneficial. That is how I look at it.
So the consequence here is that a lot of people will not benefit.
Yeah, people will not benefit. You as a person, even the person that have the talent, will not equally benefit from it.
Okay.
There are things, for instance, let me come back to where the instances I made, like the voice. You don't make use of it, it's not beneficial to you as a person and equally to the society at large. It's expected that you have the talent. All this is to solve problem, one problem or the other. So if you're not solving problem, there are so many dangers attached to it. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, you have the voice. You're not singing. You're not doing anything. Nothing. It's not beneficial. It's something else. You're not using it for yourself, and you're not using it to benefit the society. So there are dangers or so many consequences in you not making use of
your talent.
Your talent.
I get to understand that we have hidden talent.
Yeah.
Is it possible for someone to have more than one talent?
Sure.
So in such scenario, do you advise this person to go with every of those talents?
You'd look at the advantage.
Okay.
If in trying to go with all.
If you can be able.
Yeah, if you can. You go with all. But you prioritize. If you think there are some that are not that loud. Let's say, for instance, I can sing.
Okay.
I can play football. But if playing football will affect my voice to sing, or I see that in terms of singing, I have 80%, while that of playing football, I have just 50. I can decide to say, let me go with just the singing.
Okay.
But if I am able, or if I can do all, I will push all of them and go with.
So that means to say, sometimes talent depends on what you actually love doing, or what brings you more.
What gives you joy? I mean, it makes you do things at ease.
That's talent.
Yes. Things that people will crack their brain thinking of. If you just come to that place, just look at one or two, you are done.
You're done.
So others will be thinking for hours. You come and think in less than a minute.
That's talent.
So that's how it is.
Wow.
Yes.
So what is your advice to people that have talent but they don't have a platter or a platform to showcase their talent?
One thing with life is you don't just keep quiet.
Okay.
You don't just keep quiet. If you have an ability, you bring it and you show it. And sometimes some don't have the opportunity. Let me use myself as an instance. My JS1, if the teacher asks questions in the class, I won't talk. I won't say anything.
We are plenty.
But ask me to write. The teacher will suffer. Because I will write, and you will like. I could remember during my ND, and there's one assignment I was giving. After everything, our English lecturer was like, I am 100% sure you're not the one that put all this together. I told him, no, it's not as if I put this thing. In fact, the first work that I did, my friend had to like, Tadido, this thing is too hard. Can you bring it down a little bit so that the lecturer will be able to
understand?
Get what? So I have to like paraphrase some things. I have to like come back and I'll ask him like this very particular word. Which one do you think will substitute with this so that everything? So I have to like bring it down to. So he was like, are you sure you're not? I'm not too sure you're the one that put all these things together. That is just it. Sometimes you don't have the opportunity. And one thing I so much appreciate is people that will look at you and define or see in you that you have something that is very, very important, and they'll try to give you platform or opportunity
to grow.
Yes. There are persons that have talent, but probably are the introvert.
They don't speak out.
Yes. When you don't press more, they don't give that which they have. That is how God creates humans. So in most cases, it's very, very important giving people opportunity and they make things happen. I think the first time I saw your work, I was like, all this while that I've been seeing you, I have not seen you doing something of this nature. So if, for instance, you just keep quiet, you didn't bring all these things out, nobody will know.
Yeah.
Now, aside that, the platform you're working on, you're bringing people. I think the first one I saw, Dan Bears, I was like, no. These are things that sometimes you need to press some buttons, bring the people out of their own shell so that they will give that which they want.
So speaking about this, I think the points I picked out is sometimes your destiny can be with you unless you want it to be out.
Sure. That last week I was going through a process, and I was just like asking myself, I do business.
Okay.
It is expected that in every environment I find myself, I should be able to define one thing or the other that I can do to fetch me money. I should not be stranded anywhere I go.
Yeah.
Anywhere I should be able to see one thing or the other. That is how life is.
Yeah.
And that is how God programmed all these things in us.
So I think to succeed in life is a mindset.
Yes, it's mindset. When you want to succeed, you will succeed. If you don't want to succeed, you will not. That is just it.
So, okay, I think we have a lot of children today that they have greater potentials, they have great talents, but I get to understand that some parents don't support this kind of children because they feel like, okay, imagine a child that can fix, let's say, electricity. Now, when he tells the parent that this is what I love doing, some parents will be like, no, you should go for something else. This one, how much are you going to be gaining? Like such children, like what do you think, or what is the advice you are to give to this kind of people that they have greater talent but they don't have anybody, or their parents or their family are not supporting them, but yet they still want to do it?
Yeah, parenting is another topic of its own.
Actually,
but you see, all this is in most cases in African mentality. There's something we have to understand with succeeding in life.
Okay.
I told my friend and some of people around me, I said, life in general, if God decided you are going to be a specimen, do whatever they want to do, you will still remain a specimen.
Sure.
There are persons that fly the whole of this war and at the end of it, they didn't make it. There are persons that will make all that they want. In the next second, everything will disappear. So you don't measure an individual by probably those acquisitions. To me, I look at your ability to solve so many problems. Is success.
That's number one.
Yes. Your ability to solve so many problems. If you have so many problems that you are solving, you are a successful person. To me, that is my own version. Our parents have this mentality of, since the family of Mr. A have doctor, in my family, I will appreciate to have a doctor. What if in my family I have a doctor and he's a quack doctor? Instead of solving problems, he's creating more problems. So parenting, there are so many things that are involved. Your ability to read who your child is and support him to achieve what he is expected to achieve is very, very key and important. Some of us have parents that read through all these things, and some of us don't have parents that read all through these things. I recall my immediate younger brother, all these technical things, he's just like, he have passion for them. If you see people doing all those things, you just like gum himself around those people. The next thing my dad was like, no, if I send this guy, even if it is to all these secondary schools, to me, it will be a waste of resources. So the best that will happen is, let me take him to technical school. If you go to technical school, at least they will build on him or add to what he has. So that is how it's supposed to be. It's not all about the money that you're able to make.
Sure.
It's not all about the money. Your ability to solve problems, as I said, I was discussing with my friend, said the father discovered that the child can play football.
Okay.
So he decided to paint the whole of the room with a bigger football pitch. If he comes back, the telly in the room, everything that concerns the room is football. So the child will have no reason to think outside football. And I think last year he was saying that is it Barcelona invited the guy? There was something like that, something of that nature.
Wow.
And the parents were happy. They wanted to follow the guy. They will fly together with the guy. He let him go and try the academy. He want to go and play in one of the. So everybody will be happy around you. So it's not as if you must become a pilot because pilots are paid in millions. So I see my friend or his son is a pilot, so you should go and become. At the end of it, he will not do that which
he wants. What is best at.
So in most cases, sorry for saying African, in most cases, it's always in our African parents
actually
that understanding the talents that your child have is always a problem, that they won't support that talent and see that come to pass.
So actually, just like you said, a humble little beginning matters a lot. There are things that you might actually want to do. There are things that you feel better. I know, just like I asked that, is it possible for someone to have more than 2-3 talents? It's actually possible, but just that you should sit down and check which one do you do fluently, which one do you feel comfortable with. I think when you sit down to check out of the millions you have, you get to understand 2 or 3 that you know you are best at. When you understand this, it's actually a gift that you understand what you are good at, because when you understand, you definitely work towards that particular thing that you know is better for you. So what are you going to leave the people with today?
I will appreciate as individuals, try to know that which you have.
Okay,
it's very, very key and important. When you know this is what I have in me, you can keep pushing. Things might be rough, things might not work the way you want it to be, but you won't give up.
Sure.
For instance, you know that you're good, you have talent in a particular area, but maybe the environment within you did not allow you to showcase or put that into play. You don't just give up. You keep pushing, and at the end of it will definitely work. I go through a business case study during my degree program. What they wanted was to have airline, but at that very particular moment, they don't have the resources. They decided to go into so many other businesses, pushing or garnering resources, achieve that which they want to achieve. So they keep pushing, and at the end of it, they make it. If you go through the story of the owner of Ford, Henry Ford, you see something of that nature too.
Yeah, I think
you might not achieve it at that very particular, but people that are coming will definitely be happy that you make a move or you work towards it. That you didn't make it doesn't mean that you are not successful. Electricity, for instance, Bob, for instance, all individuals that started all these things did not see all these things coming to pass. The first persons or group of persons that made computer, if you tell them that this is computer or we have handset, that is almost what the whole room was, they will say, no, it's a lie. They keep pushing, they keep trying. That you have talent is not magic. That probably say, if you come, if others are thinking for hours, if you come, within 1 minute you do and everything. No. There are times that the effort that they put 100%, if you come, your own is only 80%, and it works. As parents, if you see any potential in your child, try and back it up, support them, and that is why it is necessary and important that you monitor your children. Sometimes the nature factor with the nurture factors usually conflict, especially in parents trying to know. As I said, probably from day 1 is cartoon, day 2 cartoon. Day 3 cartoon. So cartoon will take over the position of the potential that is serving. All that will be in his mind will be that cartoon. And the rest of it. So it's good you identify your talent. That you have the talent does not mean that you just keep it. You bring it out so that it will be of importance to not only you, but people that are around you. Let it be a solution to problems that are around. And as you do that, to make the society be happy and a better place. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Seriously, it's a good thing for you to discover what you love doing, to discover your potentials and speak out, just like you said. Don't be there because you feel like you don't have somebody to help you or you don't have some platform to showcase your talent. No, start up with the little thing you do. That in my last interview, I think I said something and I said, if you start your life journey with everything, you start late. Because there's no man that started a life journey with everything he needed. You know, you need to start, and then on the journey, on the process, other things will be coming. So if you know there's this one thing you feel better doing, you feel relaxed, you feel comfortable doing, don't hesitate. Start it up. Even if it requires finance, I believe you can have 2 or 3 people you can meet to help you. Even if it's to, you know, take a risk. Sometimes I feel like success needs risk. So don't just feel like
risk takers are successful persons.
That is just it. So you need to take risk in some things in order to be that place you want to be. So it's really important that you know your potentials and always speak out. So if you know this video is important to you and it has helped you, don't just keep it to yourself. Make sure to share to any of your family member, your friends, your colleague, and make sure to drop your comments down in the comment section, and I will be happy to hear from you. So see you in the next interview, and remain blessed.